Come on in. Hello, everyone. Wonderful Sunday, January 16th, 2022. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. Come on in, God. Wow. This is weird. My goodness. Come on in, folks. Come in. Come in. Come in. Stream into Facebook. Issue on Facebook's end. It's possible that the stream was ended or deleted on Facebook. We'll keep trying to let you know. This is resolved. Please check. It was okay. All right. So it looks like we are on Instagram. That's fine. We'll rock with it. We'll rock with it. We will rock with it. Good afternoon, everyone. And YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube land. This is Kimberly McKinney. So excited to be speaking with you on tonight in reference to what you need to know about credit. Baby boomers, Generation X and Z, and Millennials, guys. I just want to say it is such a pleasure to be able to come to you on another Sunday live to share information with you. So let's kind of get started. I want to share with you something that I think is going to be very beneficial. So give me a chance to get it up on my screen. And also, we're in this year of technology where we're able to do many things that allows us time and money freedom. That's right, time and money freedom. Time and money freedom. And that's why I really want to share with you guys time and money freedom, how it's so important. And let's get started. Let's go. Let's go.
You get all the
All right. I hope you was able to see that. These are some of the things that we offer here in the world of e-commerce. So basically, what I'm talking about today is what you need to know about credit, baby boomers, Generation Z, and Generation X, and also millennials. Um, what I've been able to obtain and what I've been able to learn is for credit is very, very important now, and it's beginning to be even more important as we see the common changes in our economy. And I wanted to share with you, if I can allow you to listen to um, a recording from a book that I purchased called Business Credit Decoded. But there's a segment inside of this that talks about personal credit and how personal credit can be related to business credit as it relates to starting a business. But most important, I'm talking about this because it's very important that as we learn to navigate this system of the economy and giving people the opportunity to have more time freedom, just more freedom, period, more financial freedom, that, credit plays a huge difference and a huge part of all of what I'm talking about as it relates to credit. So let me change this, do a different layout. Okay, let's see. A different layout, do this layout. But it's really important, in what we're looking at in today's society when it comes to finances. So I wanted to play back this so that you can hear this.
The consumer at all. As a consumer, you are the only They are also required to investigate credit disputes based on certain criteria per laws like the Fair Credit Reporting Act. But the credit bureaus don't question what creditors report unless they themselves are questioned on it. Creditors also have to abide by state and federal laws, but most reporting creditors don't have divisions within their companies where they validate what they are reporting. The credit bureaus and creditors do have one thing in common in regards to the reporting of your data. They both make more money the worse your credit is. Every time you apply for new credit, data is collected from you. The data is collected and then submitted to the credit bureau as an inquiry. The inquiry comes back to the creditor as a credit file. Your credit file consists of information on your prior credit accounts, your credit score, and your residence and employment information. This information is then used by the creditor to offer or deny you financing. In most cases, the creditor won't even let you have a copy of the report they are using. You have to order your own, making it even harder to ensure the data they are seeing is accurate. But due to prior credit bureau abuse and misreporting of information, you are entitled to one free copy of your credit report each year. This is because the federal government is not monitoring your report for accuracy, but instead they are depending on you to self-regulate your own credit profile. You are expected to get a copy of your report each year to make sure it is accurate. When you do this, you will always want to check all the data very carefully on your report for accuracy.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there because what I'm learning and what you just heard, that you definitely have to get a credit report, get a free credit report. But here's something that I also learned, guys, because a lot of credit bureaus can report some inaccuracies on your file, which causes your credit report or your credit score to be low in number, which causes you to have to pay more interest, or you're penalized for the things that you may want to apply for, such as a house or a car or anything that resolves revolving credit, which is a credit card that's supposedly to help you build credit if those payments are paid on time. Now that we've got to the paid on time portion, what I'm finding also that although people say, well, we pay our credit cards, or we pay our credit, or whatever revolving credit that we have, we pay it before the due date. Guys, I'm starting to learn that there's a certain period or time frame that is most beneficial for you credit score wise if you pay your bill within a certain time frame. Now, here's what I find that could be in a what I can find to be adverse for individuals that are starting credit, because many times as we navigate how to manage our finances and how to manage things when it comes to our money, our lifestyle, how we pay our bills, how we spend money on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Sometimes that can pose a challenge, and to me, it it it, it sends a signal to me that you are looking to allow people to fail. Because if you give them the opportunity to have a revolving credit with your company, and you say that you can pay your bill within 30 days and it's not late, but really, even if you pay it before the 20, maybe if you paid the 28th or 25th day before the 30th day, it doesn't really, and it's supposed to help your credit, it doesn't necessarily really help it unless you pay within a different set of time frame. And here's the issue with that, because most people are not going to physically manage, oh, I gotta pay this day on this certain day so I can keep a decent credit score. Most people would think if I pay it within 30 days, then I am good. But it makes things a little bit complicated when you're adding so much complication inside of the process when you're saying it's designed to help people incur and grow their credit scores. Um, I just think that you need to definitely get a credit report, look at some of the things that are on that credit report, report them as inaccuracies, because now what I'm being told is the credit reporting agencies are kind of like under fire for providing false information or information that's not coming off of people's credit profile. And it's really hindering a lot of people from moving forward in their life. And what we don't realize, credit is a huge it's like a make or break. And a lot of times it takes people a long time to really get themselves straight credit wise. So I have a gentleman that I've been working with that helps people with their credit profile, help removing some inaccuracies off of their credit, and even some things such as student loans and old past bills that were not removed. And a lot of times, as we try to handle those things ourselves, we don't necessarily know what to say to the credit bureaus. We don't know what wordings to use. But this gentleman and his company has really, been in the trenches and understanding what the Fair Credit Reporting, Act is, and making sure that, people have the correct information on their credit profile so they can really get on with their life. So that's one thing. But I wanted to pinpoint how the credit bureaus, how they actually manipulate credit when you're trying to pay your monthly bill.
An accurate and positive credit. So take it upon yourself to get a copy of your free report. Dispute any inaccurate information and manage your credit wisely. You are the only one who benefits when your profile is positive and accurate. Don't forget this. Credit score secrets revealed. You are probably familiar with your credit score. Nowadays, you can gain access to your credit report and your credit scores much easier than in the past. This is because government regulations are now giving consumers more access to this once highly secretive credit system. Knowing your credit score is important, but knowing how your credit score works is essential. Once you know and understand the components of your credit score and how they work, you will then be able to make small adjustments and make radical increases to your scores. A credit score breakdown. There are many credit scorecards in existence today, but the underlying principal component of all those models remain the same. Some will rate certain aspects of your credit scores higher, but the scores themselves are built on the same 5 ingredients. Payment history, 35%. Your payment history is the largest aspect of your credit score, as you might expect. In total, your pay history accounts for 35% of your total score. This aspect of your total score calculation is based on your prior payment history with your creditors. Late payments, defaulted accounts, bankruptcies, and all other information in your report have the greatest effect. The more recent the late payment, the greater the damages to your credit score. If you go late on your mortgage, the mortgage industry option scoring model can drop your score over 120 points with only 30-day late payment. The scoring model is based on your potential to go 90 days late on an account within the next 2 years. Any recent late payments are a big reflection that you will default. Your credit score plummets as a result. Your creditor cannot report you late unless you are 30 days late, but they will mean they need 10 days to process your payment. So don't think that just because you mailed your payment on the 25th day that they will not report you late. Altogether, your entire history of payment counts for 35% of your total scores. The more positive accounts you have and the less negative means a much higher credit score. Percentage of high credit used, 30%. The second largest factor in your credit scores is the amount you owe in relation to your high credit limits. If you are carrying high credit card balances, you can actually hurt your credit scores almost as much as paying the account late every month. This is because if you go late, you affect 35% of your score. But if you use a high percentage of your available credit, you affect 30% of your scores. This is why we highly recommend to our clients that they get approved for new credit. We even help guide them to a large limit account, such as a $5,000 line of credit, which requires no credit check on the report and increase the scores. This aspect of your credit score has several different factors. The first factor is your relation of balances you owe on all of your accounts in relation to the high credit limit.
Okay, so you see that credit and paying your credit or paying your revolving credit is about 35% or more as it relates to your score. So I just want to share that information. I'm going to talk more about the credit situation. I'm going to do a part 2 tomorrow, but I just want to open it up today in reference to how we can, presented you with the video at the front part of this live to talk about the e-commerce. And honestly, really, it's to talk about making sure that you have more money and time freedom, but most importantly, more money that you don't um, experience lack, and lack in the sense of term as not having enough, because we all know that sometimes there's things happen, there's situations happen, but definitely don't want you in a position where you don't have enough, such as if an emergency occurred. And I wanted to talk about e-commerce, but I also wanted to let you know more about cryptocurrency and the binary option space and Forex, because these are really tools and skill sets, guys, that's going to really help you and help you outpace inflation. It's going to help you outpace any credit issues, understanding credit, because you can replace your income. Even if you can replace a lot of things, just learning a skill set and being intuitive in that skill set, learning how to not live in lack. Like, truly, e-commerce is a huge industry with drop shipping, that you don't have to hold any inventory, you have to purchase any inventory, but you're really building relationships with the vendors, and the vendors are shipping it out to your customers. All you're doing is operating everything from either your computer, your phone, or your tablet, and you basically pretty much own about your day. But that's a huge business that you can really grow and develop and really bust things out the seams with e-commerce. It is a whole big world out there, and the fact that you can put items on your website and people from all over the world will be going to your website, purchasing items to be shipped to them. That's really a powerful thing, knowing e-commerce. So I wanted to really present that video in the forefront of things, because that can be a channel, that can be a a device or a mechanism to help with outpacing the things that we're experiencing as it relates to um, the economy, financial strategy. Also, I'm learning that, for our baby boomers, that these are things that you need to learn. These are things that are really vital to the next stages in what's to come, the next 5 to 10 years, even really next 2 to 3 years. Because once you are a baby boomer and you're retired, understand that once you retire, half of the income that you're making when you were live and active on your present occupation, understand once you retire, that income has now been reduced to half of what you've been making. And that can pose a problem for the people that are retired or are baby boomers, because now that your finances or your retirement has been reduced to half of what you're making, you still have to fight, and you still have to plan against inflation, because you're based on a fixed income, while actually the world is moving more in a trend where things are starting to increase in number, increase in price point. And again, that affects your purchasing power when you're not making additional income or having additional income. So e-commerce is a great mechanism for the baby boomers or the retired to start their own online business, and they can do this right from your home in your pajamas, and sending out email correspondence, or however you want to build your business. But the fact remains that you're at home and you've developed time, freedom, and you just basically build your business from that point. When you wake up and you've had several orders in your back office, and now you're seeing the benefits of people shopping, and you don't even know who those people are, but they're supporting your store from all across the world. So with baby boomers, I really encourage you guys to really start thinking about the next 2 to 3 years, or actually this year, really, what are you going to do differently, that's going to help you get to that desired retirement, but never stop learning, never stop earning money, never stop being in that top 5% of individuals, investors that own 95% of the world's wealth. So, and let's move on to the Generation X and the Generation Z. I feel that the same thing. We still have some years ahead of us to retire, but again, those years are approaching. So, what are you doing now to make sure that when it's time to retire, that you have placed yourself in a position where you don't have a money issue, where your purchasing power will not be affected? And that's important, in this day and age, because I can remember a couple of years ago when I was in this space and when I was working a corporate job. Even when I was working corporate job, I still had to supplement outside, my outside business, in order to cover bills and to take care of bills and things like that. That didn't sit well with me, and it didn't make me happy, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So I had to find a way, and I knew that this corporate, you know, entity of me working a corporate job, 9 to 5, I was not happy with it. Plus, it was stressful, being threatened of a job every single day. And what I learned, I said, God, there's got to be something different. Life has got to be better than this. I don't feel that things were created equally for certain individuals, and I just honestly, I really don't want to be working on somebody else's 9 to 5 job, dealing with the same things, or dealing with the things that I'm dealing with in a 9 to 5 job. Worried whether you're going to be sent home or escorted out every single day because someone decides that they want to find something to pick with you on. And you have to deal with write-ups and 6 month finals, where it just really pretty much holds you in a certain position when you can't move around, you can't move about, you can't, apply for any other jobs within inside of that company. So with that being said, what are your course of actions for Gen Z and Gen X? What are your courses of action? What I'm also finding out for those, I think is Gen Z, that many of the Gen Zs or the 20-year-olds, the people that are in their 20s, early 20s, they're not looking to have a 9 to 5 job. So that's why we're finding in most cases, anything that's service related, hospitality, food, fast food, whatever, some of those industries, they're finding really hard to find employees to stay working there because of the shortages of people not wanting to work. I think that the Gen Zs, they're catching on very quickly and they're deciding that they're other things. A lot of them are getting really heavy into cryptocurrency. They're getting really heavy into the foreign exchange, but I think more so is really heavy crypto, really heavy NFTs, really heavy metaverse. Anything that's technology related, that's that they can maneuver on their phone, and it's a click of a button because they catch on and retain information so quickly, and they absorb the information, so um, they learn as well. You're finding a difference, and you're finding some potholes and some really potholes in between, in those areas. So because the Gen Z seems like, I don't want to live the life of my grandparents or my parents. I don't want that type of lifestyle. I don't want to work 20, 30 years on a job only to retire and still be broke. The Gen Zs, they're understanding, and therefore they are making moves to ensure that they don't have to do the same things that their parents and their grandparents had to go through. Because honestly, it is, I mean, the world is a little bit different. Everything is a little bit more advanced. So when you have children that come into the world that a little seem like they're much more advanced than before, it is because the moving of the time. So our Gen Zs, they're not for working 20 hours on a job. They're for their freedom, time freedom to do the things that they want to do. Now, um, as far as the millennials, they're kind of in the same category, same vote, or same group of individuals that say that they don't want to be on a 9 to 5 job for the rest of their life. Um, and they're starting to make some very, very good strides. I'm finding that a lot of the millennials are becoming millionaires in a very, very short period of time. So they're focusing their efforts on some really key industries, and which is really gaining them a lot of success. And again, a lot of them are becoming millionaires, and a lot of that involves cryptocurrency. It involves technology. It involves cyber, cyber security, anything that's IT related industries, and most of them are entrepreneurs. So this is a very important reason why we talk about credit. We talk about the the e-commerce industry. We talk about cryptocurrencies, because these are all very important factors, when you think of the grand scheme of things. Those are factors that'll never keep you broke, or never keep you in a position where you can't provide for yourself and your family. So I definitely wanted to just come to you on tonight and just sit and really have a candid conversation, as it relates to credit, how we're supposed to maneuver around credit to make sure that we make better decisions. But at the same time, let's think about let's think about how we manage our finances. The important thing is to understand how to respect money, and money will respect you. But again, we definitely need to make sure that we place ourselves in position where we're being the best us as possible. Um, and in this world of that's ever changing around us. So thank you so very much for hanging in there with me. I'm going to do a part 2 with this tomorrow, talking about credit. What do we need to know about credit? Talking about the baby boomers, talking about the Gen Zs and Gen X and the millennials. So part 2 on tomorrow. Guys, have a wonderful night. Should you want to get started understanding and building your own e-com site, it is $185 to get started. You can definitely reach out to me through this channel, and I will definitely respond back to you. Also, I'll just put my banner. You can reach out to me. I'm sharing my screen. So you can reach out to me. There we go. Oh, did it disappear? Looks like it disappeared. There we go. Um, I do host Zooms where I can do a one-on-one with you, but also here's my number where you can also reach out to me. I can definitely schedule one-on-one so we can talk about investing more in debt on a personal level, because I know everybody is not wanting to or willing to share a whole lot of information, and rather, have those private conversations. And I do understand that, to protect your privacy as well. So my information is right here. It's flashing across on the ticker. Make sure that you DM me, schedule some time where I can sit down and really explain more and more in depth cryptocurrency, the binary option space, and letting you guys see how those things work. So, once again, have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. This is Kimberly. Have a great night.